Child, come on down to the stoop and grab that midday martini, honey, because I have some piping hot tea when it comes down to Mia and her testimony against Sean Diddy Combs. Now, let me let you know this is some seriously hot coffee, so viewer discretion is advised. But Mia's claiming that she was sexually assaulted by Sean Diddy Combs on numerous occasions and was hella emotional when she was on the stand. She described her working relationship with Sean Diddy Combs as it had its highs and it had its lows. Me personally, I can't even imagine working for somebody who has so much control over your career, honey. That's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. She also said that she felt trapped and was screaming for help, yelling, "He's gonna kill me." Honey, can you imagine living under those circumstances and working under those circumstances? Now, chat, before we even get started deep diving, if you want to listen to the podcasts and the YouTubes leading you on their feelings and their emotions regarding this case, hey, honey, do you. But for those of us who like the unbiased opinions based on court records and court documents, hit that like button, subscribe, and don't forget to turn on that notification bell because I have part 2 coming today. So now back to the drama. Mia is a fake name that is not the person's actual name. This is Diddy's ex-assistant. There is no court reporters. They can't give any details on what she looks like. Also, the stenographer inside the court, they could not actually draw her image, so we don't know who this individual is. So sis gave detailed testimony about Diddy allegedly assaulting her inside of his penthouse. She said she was inside the kitchen and he forced his hand up her dress. She still continued to work for him, but that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. She also mentioned a horrific moment in Los Angeles where she woke up to him on top of her, forcing himself inside of her. From what I'm hearing too, the courtroom was complete silence. You could hear a pin drop. That's just how silent everybody was, right? Her testimony seemed like it was so damning. I was like, yo, this one right here, this is going to be the one, Diddy, that's going to take you down. Meanwhile, while she's sitting up there testifying, Diddy's sitting up there shaking his head like, no, this is not the truth. I get you. I understand. We're going to get into that in part 2. Mia also says in her testimony that one time she was rushing to work because she knew Diddy would be upset with her. She got pulled over by the police. She goes to the police. She's like, look, I'm late and I don't want to upset my boss. The police officer says, who's your boss? She says it's Sean Diddy Combs. The police officer's like, okay, we don't believe you. You need more people. He says, call Sean Diddy Combs. She calls him on the phone. Even though all of this took place, the police officer still did not believe that Sean Diddy Combs was Sean Diddy Combs, the person that he was speaking to on the phone. And she said for this reason, she felt uncomfortable speaking to police about this because, okay, who's going to believe her? Nobody's going to believe that Sean Diddy Combs is a monster. This was way before social media and all these other outlets existed. And I personally understand where she's coming from because let me tell you a little bit of my business, a little bit. So I live in a totally new town. The town is small. I was dating a big fish, huge fish inside of this small town. I knew that this person, I'm not going to go into detail on this individual. However, I am going to say that he could have been a lot nicer. He definitely could have. However, when he had his moments or we had our moments, I was like, okay, terrified because I'm like, okay, if I call the police on this individual, they're not going to believe me. I'm a nobody out here. He's a big fish. They're not going to believe me. So Mia, I understand exactly where you're coming from with that, sis. Moving on. Sis says she was suspended from her job after trying to report Diddy to HR. Hello, he is the owner of Bad Boy. That was just a crazy move, but that ain't none of my business. She says she was the victim. Meanwhile, she's the one facing all the consequences. Meanwhile, my opinion, the whole situation, the whole Bad Boy records, it just seems like it was totally toxic, at least once upon a time. We don't know what was currently going on, but back then, it seems like it was a total toxic environment. But you guys drop your comments and let me know your opinion. Do you really think that they have a strong case? And when I say they, I mean AUSA and the prosecution team. Do you really think that Diddy's going to do time for this? Drop those comments. Stick around for part 2. Don't forget to like, follow, share. If you like all of the truth and not all the fluff, follow your girl, hit that notification bell. And I already have part 2 written out, honey. And there are total contradictions to what I just read to you guys. But like, follow, share, and I'll see you in part 2. Bye.